Hi everyone, welcome back to the Intro to Building series. I'm Sean, and in this video we're diving into nested layouts, a powerful way to take your designs to the next level. Nested layouts let you layer and organize elements within columns to create complex yet easy to manage structures. So I'll use what I already have set up in the previous lesson, and we're going to see what it looks like to add another button, but I want them to be arranged side by side. So I'm going to duplicate this button, and you can see because everything inside of this column is set to stack that they're now going to be above and below each other. If I wanted to use a row alignment, you'll see everything just sort of stacks, so I won't be able to have a way to isolate these buttons to go side by side on their own. So I need to nest them in their own structure. So what I'm going to do is going to add a container. And inside that container, I'm going to add a row because I need to get something that I can use flex alignment for. So that means I need a column. And then I'm going to move both these buttons into this column. So now, obviously, a column is the same as this one. It defaults to a column arrangement. So I need to go to Display, Flex, and Row. And you can see that they're now aligned side by side. Now if I save this, you'll see that we're going to have a little bit of an alignment issue. You can see I've got this little gap here on the left. Now this is the row gutter. So each time I've added the row, by default the gutter is enabled, so I get that half rem all the way around. So if I want this aligned with these elements above it, I just need to turn that off. So you can see if I go back to the front end now, I get that nice alignment I'm looking for. So to move on to our next example, I want to remove one of these columns, and I'm going to give myself a little bit more space to work with. I'm going to give this 6 columns. I'm just going to increase this one to 6 columns as well. Okay, so inside of this container I want to add a stacked row of highlights. So I'm going to start with the container, and I'm going to show you this just by using a container on its own. You don't always have to throw a row and a column in there. So just inside of this container, I'm just going to add a heading. I'm going to call this highlight headline. I'm going to make this a lot smaller. I'll make it white so we can see it. And in this container, I want to give this background a dark blue. Just give it a little bit of spacing so it looks nice. Okay. And then say in here, I also want to add a button. So say I just want just a simple learn more white button. Okay. So you can see when I refresh the front page that this is now sitting nicely inside of this space. And if I wanted to add a little bit of margin, and then I wanted to duplicate a bunch of these, and I'm going to remove the padding that I put in here for illustration purposes before, then you're going to see that I now have a nice little stack of highlights. So I can create this layout here. Now say for example I wanted to put an icon to the left of these options. Well, now I need more structure than I have. So I'm going to add a row, and let's give this a width of say 3. And inside of this column I'm going to add an image, and let's just find a nice icon to throw in there. And I'm going to set this to contain, and I want it to be 100% wide. But I don't want it any taller than 50 pixels. All right. And then I will add my other column in here. I'm going to make that 9. Throw my text and my button in here as well. All right, and then I can go ahead and duplicate this voila. That's how we can use nested structures to create different combinations of layouts quite easily. So nested layouts open up endless possibilities for creative, organized, and responsive designs, whether we're just working with simple button arrangements or multi-layered sections. These techniques will let you structure your layouts however you want. In the next lesson, we're going to dive into responsive settings. So I'll show you how we can use responsive settings to adjust these layouts depending on device. If you have any questions or want to learn more, visit our website or book a demo. Happy building, and see you in the next lesson.